So now I'm going to do my foreign key constraints. And so I'm going to kind of look in each one of these tables to see what I have defined as foreign keys. And you really want to only have like 1 or 2 foreign keys in a table. You don't want too many constraints. So that looks like I don't have any there. Customers, I have zip code, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and add my code for my zip code constraint. So I'm going to say alter table customers, and I'm going to go ahead and expand out. Let me refresh here. Make sure that I'm naming these correctly. Okay, I just like to double check. So alter table customers. And let's see. I'm going to say with check. And I'm going to add a constraint. And this is a foreign key on zip code. And it is a foreign key constraint on the zip code column that references the zip code table and the zip code column. And so basically, if a zip code changes, I do want the change reflected in customers. So I need to add on update cascade. And we'll put go after that. So what update cascade does, it just keeps everything in sync. So if you change a zip code, anywhere that zip code is used in customers, it automatically reflects the change. The other option you have for foreign keys is on delete cascade, and I'm not choosing that option because that would mean if a zip code is deleted, it gets deleted from customers, and I don't want that. Okay, so at this point, I've got a foreign key now set up for customers. And I'm going to look in my zip code table. There are no foreign keys there. Location doesn't have any either. My order table does. Okay, so I'm going to have to add a couple foreign keys for this one. So we've got an alter table, and I believe I called it orders. And I'm going to do with check because I do want to do cascading on it. I'm going to add a constraint. And the foreign key is going to be location ID. And the type of constraint is a foreign key. And the column I am impacting is the location ID column in my orders table. And that is going to reference the location table. So I called location table locations. And the column I'm going to be using to connect is ID. And I do want on update cascade. Okay, so I've got one of them. Now I need to do the second one. So I'm just going to copy this because I'm doing another one for orders, and I do want with check, but now I am going to call this one customer ID because I'm going to connect to the customer table. So it's a foreign key The column in orders that I am going to modify is the customer ID column. This is referencing our customers table. And let's just make sure I called it ID, which I did. Okay. So now I've added the 2 foreign key constraints for order. And let me take a look at order details, which also has a couple foreign keys. So I'm going to do an alter table order details. And I'm going to add a constraint, foreign key constraint. First one is going to be called foreign key order ID. This is a foreign key as the type of constraint, and the column I'm impacting is order ID. And I'm just going to double check the column names to make sure I do these correctly. So I do have order ID there. This is going to reference the orders table. And if I look at orders, wherever that table is, there, I'm connecting to ID here. So that's what I need to put in. And I'm going to do the update cascade again. That is a really good option to have on. All right, so we've got that. I might actually put on delete cascade, because if the order gets deleted, there's no reason to have an order detail. Okay, so that's my first for the order detail. My second is going to be inventory number. So we've got alter table, order details. And we're going to add a constraint. And this one I'm going to call inventory number. And the type of constraint is foreign key. The column I'm impacting in order details is inventory number, all spelled out. And this references my inventory table and the artwork ID. So we'll have inventory for the name of the table, and the column I'm going to connect to is artwork ID. And I do want to cascade updates. And that is it. So I think I'm going to do my indexing on a separate query. So I'm going to save this one. And I'm going to call it final project milestone 2 foreign key constraints. And I'm going to go ahead and run it. Whoop, let me try it again. Okay, so this is what happens if you run twice. It actually executed some of them. So I'm just going to double check and make sure they all got created. So if you get an error, what happens is it's done some of them, and then whatever it didn't like, it might not have done the done the foreign key on. This happens all the time in this program. So let me refresh my fictional business. We'll take a look at the tables. Okay, so customers should have a foreign key of zip code, and it does not look like that took. Let me see here. did any of them take? So this one did work. So what I will have to do is comment this one out. So if this happens to you, you'll know what to do. So that one took. See, I can see them right there. And orders worked as well. So let me move this up here. And I don't believe zip code even had one. Yeah, it just has a primary key. So what am I missing? It looks like the only one it didn't like was customers. Let's make sure we keep that in right. We're saying the foreign key is zip code. Let me check. Okay, so I called it zip code variable character 10. And let me check my zip code table. All right, that should work. Not null. That should definitely have worked. Okay, so it is using my fictional business, so I'm going to comment this out using 2 minus signs, and I'll get rid of the goes. And that leaves this one constraint that I'm going to run again. And now it worked. So let me refresh this. Oh, actually, I want to refresh this. Okay, let's see, here we go. Yes, finally that worked. I did not change that code. So this could happen to you where you run it and you get an error. And so what you're going to need to do is just make sure that all of your foreign keys got set. And that's just a matter of expanding out these tables and checking. And you can also check up here in the columns. And if for some reason a key didn't get set, the ones that are there, you don't want to just run this again because you're just going to see a bunch of errors. So the ones that did work, you need to comment out and then rerun the one that did not work. And so I'm going to save this. And at this point, I do have all of my foreign keys defined that I needed.